What's going on YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and this is an exciting video. So I saw this at Walmart for $479, and I got it for the wife because she's using a laptop right now that she's not quite happy with, and this one has all the right specs. So this is going to have the i7-1255U 1.7 gigahertz, and it's going to have 16 gigs of RAM. It's going to have 512 gigabytes of SSD and NVMe. And it's going to have a 15.6-inch 1080p screen. It's going to come with Windows 11 Home. Now, I've seen different variations of this with i5s, with half the RAM, just different things. So I'm making a video on this specific model. That's $479 at Walmart. It is the IdeaPad 3 15IAU7 in Arctic Gray. So we're going to go ahead and open this thing up and break the seal. Awesome. And then this is just an unboxing. I'm going to turn it on and, show you. Basically, also, it charges via like a power adapter, like a 12 volt, wall outlet. But I've heard that you can also use a USB-C plug. So there's the 12 volts. And this is what I was talking about. So it uses a barrel plug right there. It's going to have this sleeve thing around it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it on, I guess, because it says here, 65 watts. Remove this protecting paper completely before using. Oh, well, never mind. I'm glad I read that. All right. So there's the power adapter and all of these specs if you want to replicate this. You never know if in the future you need to replace it and you don't have your original one, so you can't really compare it to anything. It's going to use the 3-barrel plug style adapter there. It's going to be 65 watts. We're not even going to use that. We're going to use Type-C because it says it can. And then here's the laptop. And then in here you get some instruction booklets and guides and what all the ports, USB and SD card, and you charge it using the barrel plug there, which honestly it's 2025 now, and nobody wants to use a barrel plug, so we'll see what, just trying to make sure there's nothing else in here I'm not missing, since this is an unboxing and it looks like it's all good. I'm gonna put this back in there, and then I'm gonna remove this sleeve. Alrighty, let's remove this sleeve. All the original stuff except the charger, which if USB-C works, I'll also put the charger in the box as well. All right, so taking a look at the laptop, let's basically go over the sides. So starting here at the left side, you have the barrel plug to power it. You have the USB 3, you have HDMI, you have a full function USB-C port, it claims, and you have a combo headphone jack. Some downward firing speakers, pretty good clearance with the space between, the cool air is going to come in here, and it's an exhaust it out here. When the screen's up, it'll basically hit the screen. On this side, we have a full-size SD card slot and another USB 3. Well, that's cool. Taking a look at the bottom of the unit, once again, we can see the IdeaPad 3. It is the i5-IAU7, 20 volts at 3.25 amps is the input. And yeah, so let's go ahead and lift up. Got this little protective thing here. You've got this little thing, get the best from it. And one of the things I thought was really cool was it actually has a slider here for the webcam. Let's go ahead and peel that little sucker up there. And then if you don't want people seeing you, you just slide that over and it's got a little red thing indicating that it can't, oh, and the screen goes back. Oh my gosh, the screen pretty much goes all the way flat. Look at that. So there you go. That's almost all the way flat, pretty much flat. I'm going to call that flat. All right, so truth be told, we've got a 160 watt wall adapter here. Hopefully you can see the numbers. This one, ignore that. That's charging some other stuff. But let's go ahead and plug this into the USB-C, and then our little adapter here, and plug it into the one USB-C port we got on the side here. All right. And how exciting is that? So this laptop can definitely charge with the USB-C port on the side there. It says it can draw 20 volts at 4.75 amps for 95 watts. So whenever we are using the laptop and the battery is low, it's going to draw the most amount of power. Whenever the battery is near full, it's going to draw the least amount of power. And then if you're just doing some light web browsing or something, it's not going to draw a whole lot to just web browse. So there we go. We're charging it up at 40 watts right now. So yeah, I'm going to put the wall adapter in the box and just use USB-C. And one of the nice things about having USB-C as an option is we can take a power bank, you know, like this is just a little 20,000. So let's go ahead and show this 99 watt hour guy out. So this is airline safe. And if we plug up our laptop to this guy, you can see the output is 40 watts. So this thing can do up to 100 watts. So basically this is just a portable battery that's going to be able to fully charge the battery inside the laptop. And you can use obviously smaller power banks, but they're not going to last as long. All right, so let's go ahead and it says it's a fingerprint thing here, I think. What does that say? Please remove when first use. And it looks like a fingerprint reader. So let's press that power button there. And let's switch it back over to the wall just so we have infinite power. Alrighty, so this is touchscreen, so we can go ahead and just touch on the screen and we don't have to use a mouse or a trackpad, which is a big selling point because her other one does not have that. And if we go all the way down here, there's a way to trick your system into not doing internet. So like if you don't have internet access, it won't require it. So we're gonna type in a command here, Shift F10, probably Shift FN F10, and we're gonna do OOBE. Then we're gonna use this little slash here, and we're gonna type in bypass NRO, enter. And now whenever we go through the setup process, we should see a new option that says I don't have internet, and it'll let you set up a, they want to say it's limited, but I feel like it's, that's just their way of getting you, discouraging you from doing it. So I don't have internet, right there. And then continue with limited setup. And then we're gonna go ahead and accept. They're just gonna type in the person that's gonna be using the device, and then you can enter a password or you can not enter a password. I mean, I recommend putting in a password, but for now we're just gonna not, and we'll add one later. And then we're gonna uncheck all this crap, and we're gonna skip this. And now we're gonna wait a while. We went ahead and put the power adapter that it came with in the box because, like I said earlier, we will never be using that. We'll only be using the USB-C. And then if we go to Task Manager, and I always go to Settings, change it to Dark, default it to the Performance, close that. It's got like the resolution set kind of big so that things are easy to see, and I'm gonna go ahead and change it to 100, and now things are normal. And then if you're not used to the taskbar being in the middle, which I am not, also all this stuff right here, hide, task view, off, widgets, off, chat, off. Scroll down to taskbar behaviors, and you can change it to the left, which is what I'm used to. All right, and that's more of a normal experience right there. There's a few things I do. So for example, Windows E brings up this. I go here to options, and I immediately set this to this PC, and I uncheck these 2 or 3, sometimes it's just 2. apply, okay. So now when you press Windows E, boom, right here, it's just gonna show you like your flash drives, all your hard drives, just your old school, what you're used to look there. These are just a bunch of the things I do. So I'm also gonna turn this off. Obviously, if you're new to computers, you shouldn't do this, but I don't like that being on. There's just a bunch of things I like to change when I set up a computer for the first time. And look, the battery came kind of low. If we click here, it's at 53% battery. I'm gonna choose best performance. And then when you click change what the power buttons do, you can choose change settings that are currently unavailable and turn off the fast startup. And then I uncheck those boxes. There we go. And since we changed the resolution, you'll want to log out, but you can go ahead and just restart it. That's just going to be better anyway. Well, we didn't change the resolution. We changed the size of the text. So some programs will still be kind of freaking out. And once we set a password, we can go in there and mess with the fingerprint thing and add our thumbprints and stuff. Since this is my wife's computer, I'll let her do all that. But yeah, just looking at it, I mean, it's got the volume up, down, mute, some icons. I have no idea what they do. Multitasking, calculators. You got dedicated media controls. That's nice. So you got forward, backwards, pause, and then stop, and then a number pad. So now if we go here to the task manager, we can change to logical. You can see that we have 16 gigabytes of RAM at 3200 megahertz. You can see that our CPU has 10 cores, 12 threads, and we have Intel Iris. So pretty cool little system so far. And then we can install Firefox and our add-ons and all that good stuff. And we don't have to sign into anything Windows related if we don't want to, which is nice. And yeah, that's gonna about wrap it up. Honestly, I just saw so many variations of this on YouTube that I figured I'd make my own little quick video, because this one, for 470 bucks, you're getting 16 gigs of RAM, you're getting an i7, you're getting 512 gigs of storage, and you've got a touchscreen computer. That's freaking awesome. And you can charge it with any power bank that can do, 12 volts or 20 volts. So for example, we've got this Ugreen power bank here. See what, we haven't used it in a while, so it's at 100%. Let's go ahead and plug it up. And yeah, we're charging this thing up at its full speed. Says it can do up to 95 watts. It's probably never gonna do more than 65, but right now it's doing 42. And we're gonna fully charge this battery up using a portable power bank like this that we can recharge and carry like more with us. So for example, we've got this one here. It's an Anchor. It's 65 watts. So we could just hook it up to that. And yeah, so as you can see, we're using the power bank. It's got 4 bars, it's full, and we are charging our laptop at its full speed, which is up to 65 watts with this guy, and it's currently charging at 42. All right, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. This is What Would Josh Do? And I'm out. I'm gonna go give this thing to my wife and let her play with it. And I'm gonna edit this video.